In India, the public is calling for more government actions as coronavirus cases continue to rise. The latest official numbers show more than 360,000 new infections and roughly 3,700 deaths just in the last 24 hours, although health officials believe the actual numbers could be significantly higher. Hospitals are turning people away and say they don't have enough oxygen. Officials also blame so-called super spreader events as one major source of the outbreak, including large political rallies and religious festivals. Now, the Indian Medical Association is calling for a complete nationwide lockdown to try to contain the virus.
Well, there's good news and there's bad news. Now, the good news is for the very first time in several days, the number of new deaths and new cases have come down slightly. The bad news is we've seen this all before, and it did not look good. Now, these numbers are extremely unreliable and underreported. Many experts fear they could be 5 to 10 times higher than what's officially being reported. In fact, the last time we saw this tiny adjustment, the number of cases and deaths going down a little bit, well, the very next day, they shot right back up to record highs. So it's too soon to celebrate. Now, why is this happening? Well, we have a shortage of vaccines. Less than 3% of the country is currently vaccinated. In fact, this is rather ironic when you consider that India is one of the biggest producers of vaccine in the world. We also have a shortage of medical oxygen. Also ironic, considering India is one of the biggest producers of oxygen in the world. But the big problem is most of that production takes place in the south and the east, whereas most of the cases of COVID are in the north of the country, and getting them that oxygen is a huge challenge. Now, meanwhile, we're also starting to see cases spread outside of India, spiking in places like Pakistan and Nepal, just across the border. And remember, I mentioned vaccine production here. India is sort of like the world's pharmacy, but because of the outbreak here, they've started to ban exports of vaccine to places like Africa, and now they're running the risk of running out of vaccine. Kenya says it won't have any more vaccine left by the end of this week. So we're seeing global repercussions because of what's happening here in India right now. So it's way too soon to celebrate that small sliver of hope that's come in today. Anne-Marie, Vlad.
Chris, thanks very much.